YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer. Today I am doing the mid-year freak out book tag. It is getting close to halfway through the year, and although my channel is mostly focused on writing material, I do think that reading is very, very important to become a great writer, and I love this tag. I have a lot of reading goals and I love to read. I read a lot every year. And I do have my bullet journal, so I will jump into the page that I made for this and get to the questions. I am very excited. So question number 1. The best book you've read so far in 2020? This is such a hard question. I have loved a lot, but I'll just mention a couple. I loved the YA thriller One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus, the historical fiction Caroline, Little House Revisited, the middle grade Front Desk by Kelly Young, and the nonfiction Hope in the Mail by Wendelin Van Draanen, the author of Flipped. Question 2. Best sequel you've read so far in 2020? Another hard one. I think I would have to pick Across a Star-Swept Sea by Diana Pietrafune for this one. It's the sequel to For Darkness Shows the Stars and is a Scarlet Pimpernel sci-fi retelling. I loved it, even more than the first. I also read Small Steps by Louis Satcher, the sequel to Holes, this year, and I was surprised by how much I absolutely loved it as well. Question 3. A new release you haven't read yet but want to. I actually have a few of these. I want to read Casey West's newest book, Moment of Truth. I also really want to get to A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I really enjoyed A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And I want to reread The Hunger Games before I get to The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which just came out. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. This is hands down The Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 4th book in the Stormlight series, and it's coming out in November, and I just can't wait. Number 5 is my biggest disappointment. This would probably be one of the books I ended up DNFing. My most recent that I was really excited for was The Home for Unwanted Girls by Joanna Goodman. The book was starting slow for me, and then it had some sexual content that made me uncomfortable enough to put the book down. I was also really looking forward to Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks, and I got about halfway through it, but it was just boring me and I couldn't get the motivation to continue, so I set it down as well. Number 6 was my biggest surprise. This would probably be The Borden Murders by Sarah Miller. I got a few books from her to try this year after enjoying one by her last year, but I was worried about this one because it is a non-fiction crime book. I have a hard time with gore, but I found this book intensely interesting and very well put together and not too gory for me at all. Number 7 is a favorite new author, debut or new to you. Sarah Adams is a new to me author. She has a few Regency romance books out that I read earlier this year and then just released a rom-com that I absolutely loved. I actually got it on my Kindle, and as soon as I finished it, I went on Amazon and bought a hard copy. I found her through Instagram, and I will link her channel and her books down below. Number 8, my newest fictional crush. This would be Justin from Across a Star-Swept Sea. He is smart and caring and wants an intelligent woman with depth. He's also trying to change the world, and it doesn't hurt that he's cute too. Number 9, my newest favorite character. For this, I would have to say Caden from the Lycanius series. I reread the first book in the Lycanius series this year so I could read the rest of the trilogy, and I have loved all of the characters from it. Caden was my favorite though because of his growth and his struggle to figure out who he was. Number 10, a book that made you cry. So many books make me cry. One book I read recently that made me cry was Inside Out and Back Again by Thana Lee. This is a middle grade historical fiction written in verse about an immigrant girl to the US from Vietnam. Immigrant stories are always so hard for me to read because of how poorly the immigrants are treated and how hard life is, but it's also so inspiring to see them rise above all that, even at a young age. Question 11, a book that made you happy. I picked The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Atizadeh. This is one that I read earlier this year. I found her channel on YouTube, and I'll link it down below, and decided to try out her books. This one was a loose Aladdin retelling, and it was so fun. I can't wait to continue the series and plan on doing that during the second part of the year. Number 12, the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, or received. This is for sure the Harry Potter illustrated editions. I got the first 2 for Christmas, the 3rd as a late birthday present in January, and recently bought the 4th with a gift card. I love them. And number 13, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? How long do you want this video to be? No, but I do have a lot of books I want to read still. I have 22 books on my 2020 TBR list that I still need to get to. I have at least one reread a month from here on in. I have 8 series that I want to at least read more in but would really like to finish. 5 new releases that I for sure want to get to. And a goal I have is to read all of the books I owned in January by the end of the year. I have 12 hard copies and 10 ebooks left. Some of those groups overlap, but yeah, it's pretty ambitious. We'll see how the reading year goes for the next 6 months. Let me know one book that you are really looking forward to reading during the second half of 2020 in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for a lot of writing content. This is a bookish video, but I do mostly focus on writing advice and writing content. And thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in my next one.